Lock me in the crossface and hold me tight. The Rock.
When it comes crashing down and it hurts to fight. Just take 5 weeks off. Or 5 months off, should I say. Hollywood Hulk Hogan.
5 months? More than that, big man.
Is it?
I'm pretty sure he's going to go back to February.
Hulkster's like, I've had enough of this.
I don't want to job out anymore, brother. But yeah, the Hulkster's dead. And see, as much as I thought it was a decent opening segment, by the way, about Heyman and Brock, I've seen Heyman cut promos for Brock that many times. In the 2010s, I wasn't a fan of this, I'm going to be brutally honest. But that doesn't mean it was bad. Do you know when you've just seen something over and over again, it's like, what are they doing here? Or do you not see where I'm coming from?
Aye, but back then, we hadn't seen the 2010s, so what's that got to do with it?
Aye, I'm just talking from a nostalgia point of view, looking back. Hindsight. No?
Hindsight, aye, I guess so.
Alright, well, that's my opinion. Your opinion, you thought this was the greatest segment known to man, so...
Aye, that's what I said.
Well, you say what you've got to say then.
It was alright.
It was alright. Well, it was alright. But my point is, let Brock talk. I think Brock's a good talker.
We get it. Heyman says Hulkamania is dead, blah, blah, blah.
Puts Hogan over, though. Hogan must have had to fucking write this in.
Aye.
It's like he's the greatest wrestler of all time.
You can beat me as long as you kiss my ass next week, brother. That works for me, brother. So yeah, Heyman says that Hulk Hogan has had the best career. It was the best career by far up until now, because now it's ended. Hulk Hogan was merely a stepping stone in Lesnar's career. Heyman says that he's going to send a message to The Rock. Heyman says the blood of Hulkamania is on Brock Lesnar's hands, and the people's blood will be on Brock Lesnar's hands at SummerSlam. But before we really hear anything from Lesnar, Rikishi comes out with his big fat ass. Heyman calls Rikishi fat. Rikishi calls Heyman bald. We don't really go anywhere.
Heyman's both.
We get a bit of a brawl here between Rikishi and Lesnar. But before anyone can eat Rikishi's ass, Lesnar and Heyman make their escape. So
it's weird though. Like Hogan and Rock never actually want revenge for what Brock did to them, don't they? Not when they come back in like 2003. It's like, well, fuck you, Brock.
Why would they?
We're on Raw. You're on.
I know, but you want to stay clear of that shit, surely, no?
Yeah, but when you do something to such a degree, like, we're just going to gloss over it.
What's Hogan supposed to do? Come back and get his ass kicked even more?
Well,
I've been saying, I think he's a...
What about when Austin got run over? Did he come back and be like,
that's Austin, he doesn't job to anyone. I'm going to job for absolutely nobody. What?
What?
You want to beat me? What? Don't work for what? Me? What? Brother? What?
The Hulkster.
What?
Anyway, though, 6-man tag match up next. Hurricane, Shadow War, Hardcore Holly against Billy, Chuck, and Rico. And I'm sorry, this match just fucking sucked.
Oh, man. It wasn't the greatest kickoff to SmackDown, and then you follow it with this. I've said, I think ever since the appointment of GMs, I think Raw's been the superior show. And I know people are marking out and freaking out about the SmackDown 6. But, I mean, I could care less about the SmackDown 6. In my opinion, there's only one person in the SmackDown 6 that is performing for me at the moment, and that is Kurt Angle.
Yeah, and I actually look at like the first half of this show, and it looks fucking... It seems like what we watched was better than what I actually just seen, but I've just read this, it does not look good, but Chuck beats Shadow Moore. Shocker, innit, right?
Alright, what happened next, though, I thought was a botch, and it looked terrible, but based on the interaction that we get following it, I'm beginning to think they actually meant it that way. Matt Hardy's music plays. He runs out to make the save, but by the time he gets in the ring, Chuck, Billy, and Rico have all left. He throws a couple of punches at Finn Air. Then he like kind of celebrates, and it's like one of the worst debuts you can get. The guy came down ready to make the save, and he didn't lay hands on nobody.
I think what they're going for is he's a joke, and that he thought he did something. Hardcore Holly's looking at him.
When you first watched
How do
this,
you like me now?
did you think that's what they went for?
No, I thought
it was too late.
I thought Billy jumped the queue.
I thought Matt was too late. Fat Hardy was too busy backstage eating
Dunkin' Donuts,
catering. So that happens. But then after this, we go to the back, and Matt Hardy's saying, I'm here on SmackDown. You guys needed me. It's great to be back. I came out. I saved you. What a great start to my SmackDown career this was. What would you guys have done without me? And they're kind of just looking at Matt Hardy. And Matt's like, yeah, I'm here. SmackDown is ready for Matt Hardy version 1.
He makes it this is like a big reunion. He's like, oh, it's so good to see you guys. Like,
Well,
when have you ever interacted with any of these guys?
Hold on here. He is best friends with the Hurricane. Although we're not. How do we know that? I don't think they've ever really addressed that.
That's irrelevant.
And he might be good friends with Shannon Moore as well. No, I don't think he gives a shit about Hardcore Holly.
Yeah, but he shook his hand.
Aye, forced it.
Hold on, right? You can say he's best friends with the Hurricane. No, what the fuck are we supposed to know that in 2002?
But they're not doing it in 2001. Remember, the Hurricane was an invasion, and was he not looking at Matt Hardy? No, like
he was looking at him. Well, that means they're best friends.
No, was he not investigating Matt Hardy or something like that? And they alluded to the fact they were friends.
I don't know, right? But I just don't think this should be kicking off fucking SmackDown.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense to me. Like, they're backstage, and it might be a reunion for them, but we've never really seen them interact at all.
No.
It just doesn't make sense.
And let's be real, a lot of people have tuned out since 2001. and the people who stayed, you're going to remember a segment between the Hurricane and Matt Hardy from 10 months ago?
Is this not like a really like lame version of Madison Square Garden? Where the four of them break kayfabe? I said like really lame.
Curtain call. Bro.
Aye, is this not kind of like it, only this is scripted?
That's like the Fee1 call.
Is this like a scripted version of it?
It's like nah, fuck off.
What?
Track that. I'm not having that.
No, you know what? No.
No.
I thought it was onto something.
No, I'm not having no. This Steph McMahon Don Marie segment. This just went on for too long.
Yeah, Stephanie.
Oh, but it's RVD's contract. It wasn't the IC title contract.
Yeah, Stephanie berates Don Marie. Now, apparently the papers were for an IC title rematch, but it also included RVD's contract, and for RVD to get the rematch, he had to sign for SmackDown, but Stephanie made it sound like RVD wouldn't have even looked. He'd have been too busy signing the contract, so I don't know if they're trying to play on RVD's high. She then berated Don Marie and told Don Marie that she needs to start dressing more professionally, and then Don Marie covered up a wee bit and the crowd were booing. I mean, Stephanie McMahon's went from a face to a heel in like 3 weeks here. Says if she ever screws up again, she'll be fired, and asks her to bring Chris Benoit to her office. So, and I guess if she messes up with Stephanie again, Stephanie will be sending Chris Benoit to Don Marie's office. You don't want that.
See, like Stephanie's never really worked as a face.
No.
So why? I don't even think she knows how to. See, ever since Triple H and like she took the sledgehammer and gave it to Triple H, I don't think she's ever worked well as a face, and she just stays a heel for the rest of her career.
I just don't think she was ready for this GM role. Like,
no.
Now, what if she was like Eric Bischoff's assistant?
Like, I think you can get so much more value in McMahon berating Don Marie, even though he'd be like, no, fucking take more off. But it wouldn't. But I just think McMahon being angry, it's just fucking better than Stephanie. Like, who gives a fuck?
She didn't even say that you're fired, like, you know, McMahon way. Could have put her wee own spin on it and just said it. Oh, you're fired.
You're fired, Don.
If you don't do anything again, you're fired. I mean,
you're fired, right? And it's like, this just sums up a pretty poor start to SmackDown. Yeah. Then Benoit walks in. He's like, I'm gonna make The Rock squeal tonight. Right!
This was weird, man. This promo didn't come off good.
His voice cracked when he said squeal. Squeal!
She's like, I want you to make The Rock squeal. I want you to make him whimper. I want you to make him suffer. And now all of a sudden, Stephanie McMahon like's got a vendetta against her. Why the fuck would she?
Yeah, why she got a vendetta against her? Well, because he's on both shows.
I don't know.
He's been talking with Bischoff.
Doesn't make a lot of sense. Then we finally get something good, in my opinion. We get Mark Lloyd. I can't believe I'm saying something good. Mark Lloyd's the first name to come up my mouth. But we get Mark Lloyd and Kurt Angle. Lloyd asks Angle about Rey Mysterio pin them. Angle says that Rey's a cheater and cheaters never win. So
he's mowing my lawn.
The pin doesn't count. He makes fun of him, his height. He says he must have gave up mowing lawn to come over here and cheat Kurt Angle. Rey Mysterio appears. Kurt Angle says you need to be at least this high to talk to Kurt. Rey says if his win doesn't count last week, then why don't we wrestle at SummerSlam so I can make it count? Angle laughs, then realises Rey's serious. Angle then says he can't stand little men with attitudes, and Angle accepts the match. Rey then leaves, and Angle makes more fun of Rey Mysterio, little jokes. Mark Henry shows up, asks Kurt Angle who he's calling Little Man. Then we get a little bit of a dialogue. Mark Henry gets asked by Kurt Angle, what were your world's strongest, is it world's strongest man in weightlifting or odors? Which I thought was pretty funny. But I don't understand why Kurt Angle was kind of bricking it. Kurt Angle was like almost... No, I'm not going to say fearful, but he was reluctant to give Rey Mysterio a match, but then he
Maybe because he thinks he's a 12-year-old.
But then he looks for a match against Mark Henry.
Oh, well, Kurt does what he wants. No, I think's weird though, right? How Kurt has literally lost about 2 feet in the past 20 years. And when I say 20 years, in 2017, he was like, what happened to Kurt's height? See here, and in TNA, I'd be like, Kurt Angle's about 6 foot, 6'1". See now, I'd be like, he's about 5'4". I'm not even taking the piss. I don't know what. How did surgery lose you that much?
I think if Kurt Angle had a match with Rey Mysterio now, he'd be looking up to Rey.
No, see when Kurt
Rey would be calling Kurt little man.
See when Kurt is like 70 odds, I think he's going to be the height of Hornswoggle. I actually don't.
I'm just a mini Kurt down.
He got knee.
I'll make your ankle hurt.
He got knee replacement surgery like a year ago. I'm going to assume that's made him smaller. If you get your knees replaced,
maybe they took his knees out and didn't put any in.
Why?
Hold on, can they not do something to make you tall?
No, not a member though.
But look at Arnold Schwarzenegger. I mean, he's shrunk a lot. Like,
something to do with the roids.
Seeing Terminator, like you'd be led to believe that he's a fucking giant.
What is it though?
Now, I'm not saying he was ever massive, like, but I believe Schwarzenegger in his prime would have been like 6'2".
Yeah,
if not 6'1".
6 foot at least.
You look at him now and he's like a 5'6" at best. He's really small, like.
He's a 5'6".
Fuck Schwarzenegger.
He's lost height, like he's a 5'6".
Look at him on SmackDown. Triple H was standing over him.
Right.
I'm the game. Game over for you.
Not remember the Shield though. They lift up Kurt Angle's arms and the body fest was going over his head like a fucking kid getting his school uniform on. Talk about 12-year-old boys. Kurt, you are one, buddy. Anyway, I think Kurt needs to fucking go back on the milk and grow.
Yeah, then we got a match with Kurt Angle, Mark. A decent match. I mean, Mark Henry, like I know Meltzer probably doesn't rate these matches, but I think Mark Henry's having a good wee speller matches on SmackDown.
The segments are pissed from him, like, but
probably the best spell in Mark Henry's career in terms of in-ring performances. Well, yeah, I'm not saying character like or promos, but
yeah, what is his character at this point?
Just a guy that's. I thought it was better when he was doing the whole. Here, I bet you $20 I can lift this car. Yeah. He was doing all that shit. Test was losing money.
Yeah, this wasn't.
But no, I thought it was a pretty good match. Angle obviously wins with the ankle lock. Ray came down, hit a top rope Hurricane Rana.
Kurt was busted open.
Now, apparently, he split his head open on the mat.
I believe this because
it was a hard landing.
It happened like that.
But like, holy shit, it's like the mat is flat. Mustn't he? You need to hit it hard or hit it at some angle, like with force to split your head.
Maybe when he hit the mat, he skimmed it on the bit of the ring. I don't know. Or like I don't know what way
he hit it in the centre of the ring, mate. The only thing it might have been was maybe Rey Mysterio's shoelace or some shit, or boot edge, or I don't know. But anyway, Angle's busted. He walks to the back. Then we get Rikishi versus Brock. I'm just not really sure why this didn't start the show.
Yeah.
They had Rikishi come out and get in Brock's face just to come back out 20 minutes later and have the match.
But they set up a Stinkfaced for Heyman earlier on, and it's like, oh, we need that to happen. Then you think you're not going to get it here, but then he hits the super kick on Brock. And you're like, are we going to get it? And by God, we get it.
It was a good one as well.
Yeah, he's like, he's taking him to the extreme, damn it.
And then Taz was like, I don't know who got the worst of that Stinkface, Heyman or Rikishi. Obviously alluding to the fact that Rikishi had Heyman's fucking mouth.
I wonder if Rikishi ever thought, here, this is a bit fucking gay, isn't it?
Do you think Rikishi
Not just on Heyman, like.
Yeah, I think Rikishi ever farted? Or shot himself? In the middle of a stink face?
He's eating sweet corn.
No, but like, he's a big guy. And wrestling is pretty sweaty. And people have said that, like, Shawn Michaels used to call Vader a fat, smelly bastard and shit.
Yeah.
It's like...
He didn't use... Oh, I didn't wash to stay in the character. Fuck off, Vader, you fat bastard.
What if Rikishi didn't wash his gear?
No, but right, he's had a match here. I'm willing to bet he's a bit shite.
I don't think it'd be good either way.
No. I'd rather take it before his match than after, put it that way.
Anyway, up next, we had Funaki, and he was doing an audition tape for the position of the SmackDown interviewer, and I guess this is how the number one SmackDown announcer, Funaki, was born. So he's doing the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go.
He's speaking in mouse mode, isn't he?
He's talking slow. He's asking Nydia about her match with Tori Wilson. Nydia says that she doesn't want to talk about her match. She'd rather talk about her breasts and her butt. And then she's trying to force Funaki to touch them. And he's like, me can't touch you.
Funaki's just another victim at this point.
Just another victim. Me can't touch you. Jimmy Noble kick my ass.
Jimmy Noble.
Now, hold on. People would say no. Funaki's better than Shinsuke Nakamura.
Aye. Fucking
this
better.
guy, remember Ty the dubbed English and they weren't even speaking? It was like delayed fucking.
I will go ass.
No, do you remember that?
Aye.
They were cutting those promos and
the talking would start like 10 seconds after they started.
That was fucking great. Then
Batista throws Devon through the door. That's your respect, buddy.
And is this the end? Is this Batista and Devon broke up?
John Cena beat Devon on Velocity, so I'm going to assume it has something
what
to do with
the fuck has happened to Devon?
And Cena?
This guy got a win against Triple H. That's not done much for him.
Fucking long way from there, buddy.
I don't understand it. Anyway, fucking Nydia, I think, is one of the best things on SmackDown. But really enjoyed Funaki. We need more of this.
We need more.
More Funaki, sir. Anyway, up next we got the Tori Wilson, Billy Kidman taking on Nydia with Jamie Noble. Nydia beats Tori Wilson after Noble hits a big clothesline on Tori. Then we got Kane's new pyro, new music, but Kane did not appear.
What brand's he appearing on?
Didn't really think this suited Kane. Like, I think it was good when they done it on Raw with Howard Finkel. Because Howard Finkel was talking about how he's, I am the Fink. And then obviously Kane's mute and he shits himself, but I just don't think it was really necessary. There was no one who was selling it here. Yeah. Tori Wilson's fucking lying dead. Billy Kidman's too focused on Tori. It's like, since Kane's a face, I think it made more sense to do this like on a heel.
Yeah.
But
we've seen Fire, we've seen Kane. Fire is coming. For me, this is a bit unnecessary. Like, it's getting people in the crowd hyped up over it was an alright women's match, I guess, but backstage we've got Eddie and Chavo. They're teaming up tonight, because guess what? Chris Benoit's in the main event, and Chavo's just a jobber.
Eddie's on the phone. He says, make sure Chavo Senior, Mando, and Hector are watching us,
What about Anita, Mirangueto?
Make sure all the Mexicans are watching us, Guerrero, hey. Yeah, I'm sorry, the Guerreros are going to watch this match tonight, I guess. Match, Edge and Ray versus Eddie and Chavo. Chavo just sucks, I'm sorry.
Let's just go back to Eddie though, right? Seeing a lot of his promos, he says things and nothing gets across. It's just the accent. He's like a glorified Funaki, but I prefer the Japanese accent.
It's all gibberish shite, though, isn't it?
Yeah,
a lot of times Eddie get it. There's no substance. There's no like
substance.
I don't know.
Stubbed his toe.
My toe.
Stubbed my toe on the way to Mexico.
There's no substance, though. You know what I mean? Like, I could just say it again. Move on.
I'll tell you what. There was substances in fucking Guerrero's veins. All right, so let's leave it.
Those veins were popping, man. Popping pills.
Popping pills.
Pills here.
Yeah.
Left for dead. Well, Guerrero guess did get left for dead.
And Chavo found him. Probably the only time Chavo should have been.
Reviving here.
Probably the only time Chavo should have been a fucking character. We got the defibrillator out. Anyway, right.
I think this show needed a defibrillator.
This match didn't do it for me.
No. Yeah.
Chavo's the only guy that benefited the SmackDown 6.
Because he got to wrestle 5 guys he'd never be around. Otherwise, like.
Yeah. Like, you've got Angle locking. Right, actually, let's like disqualification here. Angle comes out, attacks Ray, right? Ankle lock, and then Chavo's in the ring with Angle. He just looks like a spare tick. He's just standing there and he starts drop kicking Ray, and it's like, it just takes the look off this feud.
I know, it's
this
like.
Shit staying in the fucking ring with
him.
And
then Edge gets in and just fucking spears Chavo and then takes Edge it. Yeah, and takes it Angle it, and it's like, hold on, you've had a 2-on-1 advantage and you've somehow lost it. Then Angle retreats up the ramp with Chavo just awkwardly in the background, but Eddie Guerrero nowhere to be seen.
Yeah, and
it's almost like Chavo wasn't supposed to be in that shot.
Yeah,
it's almost like it was supposed to be the focus was on Angle and Edge, and they kept going between them, but Chavo was just sticking to Angle because Guerrero wasn't there. I think if Chavo was supposed to be in the shot, then he'd also see Eddie in the shot. But I don't know where Eddie was.
Yeah, Chavo's
I think
shite,
I think Chavo, he was in the wrong place. McMahon at the at the wrong time. Yeah, Hulk Hogan.
Angle's cut looked weird though, because it's right on his forehead. What way did he hit the mat? Like, in the match?
I don't know, we got some fresh blood.
Damn it.
Anyway, we got interview Mark Lloyd and The Rock. I mean, The Rock's good, but this wasn't. I don't think it was his best interview of the past couple weeks.
It took like 5 seconds then when he told him to bend over.
Yeah.
But then he's like, what in the ice cream? It's like, right,
Rock, you can
reel it. But does The Rock need to cut this for his match? Because that's not happened earlier on. Like, in between, I don't know, the shit 6 segments that kicked off the fucking show.
Yeah, it's like, if you've got The Rock twice, then surely you should split it a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, have The Rock at the top of the first hour or something like that. Or the top of the second hour, and then before the main event. I mean, if it's me, I wouldn't have The Rock in the last 2 segments. I'd be splitting them up.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I'd have a segment of him arriving.
Well, Total Extreme Wrestling, see all the stars just fucking...
How many times have you seen The Rock come in this training gear with the white shoes and the fucking duffel bag? And he's doing all the facial expressions, opening a fucking door.
The beautiful people.
It's Dwayne. No.
Anyway, main event, Rock, Undisputed Champion versus Chris Benoit, IC Champ. And this match just did not interest me in the slightest.
No.
I don't know why.
We all knew it was going to set up for the crossface, like.
There's no fucking way The Rock was going to lose
again
twice to Benoit when he's got Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. And of course he doesn't lose. Brock Lesnar came out, Brock Lesnar got involved. Benoit came out and attacked The Rock, got him in the crossface, looked like The Rock was going to pass out again, The Rock was going to tap, but The Rock manages to get a counter, get to the ropes, hits the rock bottom, 1, 2, 3. I don't know, it didn't really seem necessary to me. Having the IC champ lose to the Undisputed champ, yeah, no, just...
Like, can we not get, like, a segment, like, with The Rock confronting Stephanie or something? Just something like that. Like, The Rock coming in and be like, just telling this guy to bend over. It's a bit fucking...
It's a bit gay there, you know what I mean?
Played a fairy with a tooth.
Nah, this, I don't know.
Yeah, I thought it was a weak SmackDown. I think it's by far the weakest since, for a while, actually.
I'd say this is the weakest SmackDown since the brand split.
I think it just did not connect.
I'd say it's the weakest SmackDown since the brand split.
Yeah.
Now, how weak is it? I'm not too sure. I'm going to get a 5 out of 10.
4.
4?
I'm going to get a 4.
4.5 out of 10?
Huh? It's a bit fucking hell.
Fucking hell, that's bad.
No, but there wasn't much good. What was actually good?
Well, my favourite thing was probably the Funaki Nydia segment.
Angle was good.
I also like the Angle segment.
And The Rock telling the bend over initially was funny. But...
for me, the best match was Angle Mark Henry.
Yep.
So yeah, not a lot of great things on this SmackDown.
Too much Matt Hardy.
Yeah.
You
know you're on about it. You got 2 seconds.
I know you got.
He was in like 30 seconds and 1 and 30 nil. Like.
Well, Shannon Moore got about 15 minutes in this show. That's about
14 and a half too many.
15 too many.
Oh god.
Aye, 4.5.
See, you think about it, like
top 5 modes be a struggle.
SmackDown's just lost Hogan and they're going to lose The Rock soon as well. God damn.
They're going to gain Taker.
True.
Dead man.
By God, they need him. Anyway, guys, that's it. 4.5 out of 10. Catch you in the next one. Peace.